pasado. No sueñes con el futuro. No insistas en el pasado. No sueñes con el futuro.
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently.
Concentra tu mente en el momento presente. No sueñes con el futuro. No insistas en el pasado. No sueñes con el futuro. El sol, la luna y la verdad. No insistas en el pasado. No sueñes con el futuro.
Oh, thank you for the standing ovation. Hello, traders. Welcome to the, what is it? The day before Thanksgiving stream, where we are being given a massive pump on all crypto. Incredible. Where things were down 10% yesterday. Guess what? They're up 12, 13% today. Man, all you had to do was just hang on and not panic, and you would have been rewarded for that just 24 hours later. So one thing that did happen was another candle close below this channel here, but it's not about the breakdown, right? It's about the follow through and what follow through was received on the bearish breakdown confirmed on the 4 hour. The next 4 hour candle was a break back above that level, and then a formal bullish back test reconfirming its validity just a couple candles later. And it was support and then reconfirmed as support. And after that reconfirmation candle, a nice impulse candle to the heart line of the channel again, and now attempting to breach that heart line, where again, just like it was on the failed breakout just a couple days ago, the target above the heart line is always going to be the top of the channel around 38.8. It's going to be here and there. Not going to be perfect. Going to be probably seeing price action like we have before here, but wonderful move here. If you look at the daily, it is a certain bamboozle candle, a bullish bamboozle, where you have this right, a nasty bearish engulfing candle into a bullish engulfing candle. That's the bamboozle. So we're not there yet. We still have an hour and 39 minutes until the daily candle close. If the pace at which we had been running today continued for the next hour plus, it's very feasible to say we could have 18-month highs at the close today. Just depends what happens in an hour and 38 minutes. But if all stayed the same right now, if we were closing in seconds, it'd be the second highest daily candle close in 18 months, the second highest daily candle close of the year. Are we good on audio? Make sure the audio levels are good. You just never know, man. So I don't know, man. What's up, chat? Good to see y'all. I hope you've already made it safely to your family places to eat turkey, talk about tendies. It seems like we've graduated from the attic to the front door with our personal assistants, the meme man. Where's our little Bitcoin buddy? How your little crypto coins doing online? Yeah. Walk in with all your bling, your Rolexes and your Louis Vuittons and all that. Be like, this is how it is. But don't even let them ask the question. Just walk in, okay, and exude extravagance, royalty, posh richness, okay? Anyway, great day. Even better, I mean, not even better, but like really good development on Ethereum that is outperforming Bitcoin today. It's up to over 7%, going on 8%. This is a big development because look at the level. Not just a massive engulfing candle, but a break back above the entire inflection zone, 1972, 2043. That is pretty much everything. I mean, that's the most important level that exists in my opinion. I know these levels, these were up thrust through those levels. So you are going to test, I mean, 2136 is going to be a level there might be some supply there, but you got to feel really good if you're an Ethereum market participant based on the fact that that is not just an important ice line, it's also this really well respected heart line of a channel we've been confined in since Black Saturday. I mean, it began, like it bottomed out Black Saturday, June 18th, 2022. But the heart line being breached here, again, you have huge upside. 2,700 for the channel supply line, and then like 2,900 to 3,000 for the horizontal resistances. Okay, so despite anything, if you're an Ethereum fan, like this is a really big development. But it will require like Bitcoin to continue to perform very well if you're going to catch any sort of huge moves here. So that's cool. All right, so that's your update on Ethereum. And then let's go to BNB because it was the one, but it's up 5% today, man. No problem. No big, wow, that's insane. You know what's really cool? I mean, 225 here. If we forget about the channel for a second and we just look at the 225 level I've had plotted for years, actual years. This goes back to a couple crazy wick lows to the cent, March 25th, 2021, and then June 24th, 2021. Those levels, and look at this. I mean, another time in June of 2023. That was exactly where it closed at, and that's where it's kind of reversed at for now. So certainly a key level being regarded as support again, and it's really not a big deal. I mean, that was some serious FUD, and it wasn't that crazy. It wasn't that bad. It was just, yeah, if you FOMO'd in at 272, sure, you're underwater, but that's that. Welcome to the show, man. You FOMOing into breakouts is getting played by the market. I'm sorry. None of the trades I try to post or teach people how to trade, they're not breakout trades. They're like low, like breakout trades are really high risk because you're almost trading like immediate price action. We're looking for methodical developing patterns over 100 days to 500 days, and more days of development, I think the higher the reliability, and then eventually the higher the higher percentage chance of a particular outcome, which would be if you were looking at a short, like a bearish pattern, it could be a higher probability of downside. So it just doesn't really matter. So BNB, let's go to XRP, up 5.83%, very nice. Again, at some point, the buyers are going to come in and a pivot will develop, and you're looking for the negative momentum to begin to wane substantially day after day after day. Not like this. There's just far too much negative momentum still to say that, oh, the hidden bullish divergence is developing. You got to get probably some more price action and lower levels of negative momentum, and the closer you get to neutral is pretty much the closer you can say, the closer it is to its maturity, where it's very apparent, very real, and is probably going to play out. What is this? All right, John. What's up, Tom Crown? How you doing, man? What's up, Matthew D? Brad? Chat? There's some of y'all here. Could be crazier, I think. I mean, just this is... If we go to... before we go on to the lower... I mean, we just looked at the big four. All right, so this is good. Working on an engulfing candle. At some point, a pivot will come in, and then there will be hidden bullish divergence. But we're just waiting for that information to present itself. It hasn't yet, not quite yet. So look at something like this. Kind of, it's a little early and it's a little nuanced and it's like whatever. But hold on, let me show you here on the 4 hour. I mean, isn't this another way we could be looking at what's kind of going on? Like you have more than before with the sell wall now, like an ascending triangle is here now. Like it's kind of, I just see it, right? The 38K and then the higher lows now. And then think about it like this, right? You have this low here, and now you have a discernible peak and then a low that is higher than that low, but now this low and this low, they match it. So we see this all the time, this triple bottom type behavior, but it's better because it's confirmation of accumulation, right? It is being confirmed that there are more market participants involved, November 16th and November 20th, November 21st, than there was November 14th, than there was November 7th, October 29th. You get it, right? These are the two highest lows on the 4 hour of 2023. The two highest lows since the rally began. And before that, the highest high of the entire 2023 rally. And then you had one high that was kind of lower, and that was kind of weird, but the next piece of data that we see on the 4 hour was just the same low as we saw last week. So I think that's really promising. I mean, that's not bad at all. So just throwing that in there for you. Pretty cool to see on the 4 hour. I'm just seeing this. You had that low that we just talked about. Then you had the same low. Could someone tell me what's going on here? Anyone? Oops. Anyone tell me at all? What is that? Bueller? Chat? I gotta hear y'all. I mean, I gotta see some guesses here, right? Getting some answers. My first live stream.
Happy pre-Thanksgiving. Can we look at PLTR, NYSE, on the daily? Hanging out at a support/resistance level. Like the company. Thoughts? Go Mizzou.
What's up, Joshua? Thanks. We'll look at Palantir. Thanks for the $15 contribution, man. Yeah, we will look at that. So here we are. We got some answers. Yeah, hidden bullish divergence has developed. And as you see, like that negative momentum, how it's waned. And now it's like neutral. It's starting to go positive. That's around the closer you get to that neutral is when you can determine the maturity of what you're trying to identify, which in this case would be the hidden divergence. So implies a continuation up, but that continuation up is just taking us to the highs of the year. We have not exceeded it because there's a sell wall. In fact, we haven't really even tested it yet. We got very close. The highs today, 37,850, and the highs of the year, 37,995. You know, 37,999 or whatever. So very close. That's fine. Got an hour and a half. Dude, like if power hour comes in, the bids start coming in, dude. Highs of the year, 18-month highs. We're so close to it now. But this is some good data. Not the most significant time scale. There's not much you can do when you're in impulse phase, right? You have to kind of like settle for the less significant time scales because they're the only time scales that are giving us the candles we need, right? So not bad here, man. Okay. Engulfing candle. If we get a daily close above the price of 37,465, it will be covering the previous candle. It will be an engulfing, but it will be a bamboozle engulfing. Those are the best, man. All right. So let's look at the top gainer on my, at least my watch list, and it is a trade setup. So this is amazing. Here's your Uniswap. They'll say it was some news event. Okay, dude. Okay, just like YFI was some news event that made that thing rally after it had a Type 2 return of a completed M shape that developed over the course of 500 days. Okay, dude, just keep saying that. Show me the charts, I'll show you the news. All right. So currently trading at its highest level since August 15th. Up almost 28% today. Easy target of 667, maybe $7.
It's beautiful.
Nice Mugatu there, man. Very, very nice Mugatu. You're right. This is glorious. This is a work of art. This is legit. What they make NFTs and statues out of. We'll probably do an NFT of this if we get all the targets of the setup. But like, man, what a good start. As we were just yesterday discussing the awesome price action you were seeing like at the 200, and just that's such typical fashion. Where Bitcoin closed at the lows of the day. Uniswap closed pretty much at its lows of the day below the 200. And just look at the reversal, man. They want your coins so bad. They're going to do anything to get them. The last remaining liquidity, what it seems like. The last supply. What's up, Andrew? As we're getting a little pullback, 37,489 on the corn. No big deal. It's getting pretty dark in here. Hold on. Well, let me turn on a light real quick.
Happy Thanksgiving, my dude. Long live Bitcoin.
If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs.
All right, this is a little bit better. Thank you, Andrew. Yes, long live Bitcoin. Long live traditional technical analysis, though, too. But combine them, and you've almost got yourself a freaking financial religion, right? Thank you, dude. So, Uniswap, the Kang, killed it. All right, let's just start looking at some of these double-digit gainers, with Crow being up over 13%. I mean, yeah, some of these, like, there's no rhyme or reason. They just look, it broke support, classic fashion, breaking support and closing below it, and then immediately right back above the key inflection point, 8.7 cents. It's a big deal, man. It's a really big deal. This is a serious level, and it's cool to see buyers recapturing it for now. Okay, GRT. Nice bullish bamboozle. Wow, how about that? And you talk about hidden bullish divergence that is starting to, you get a couple more days. Hidden bullish divergence on the daily on GRT, implying a continuation up next, which I would believe it. Okay, in development, hidden bullish divergence, and then look, this very real channel here, pretty precise anchoring. Yeah, that false bullish breakout, but then look, that's as far as the sellers could take it. and now you're back above it, so you're re-breaking out at least of some channel. And 16.4 to 17.3 cents seems like the next target on GRT. Is Illumina P, man.
Chargerslook 21 tip $25. Happy holidays, Kangs. Would you consider adding to a link position if it can hold above this level? Not even a 38.2% retrace. Hidden bull dip 12 hours/daily, 4 hours convergence. Frothy right now. Cheers all.
Ugh, frothy, man. Thank you, Element of P. We'll look at that. Shoot, dude, let's go now. Why not? Was that the only... No, we had the Palantir request, but it wasn't a crypto, so it would kind of like mess with the vibe. How's Chainlink doing today? It's up almost 7%. It's tough, man, because we know the levels. Here are the levels from history. They're just here. It does look like, yes, oh my god, a bull flag, you know, like a pretty tight flag. I mean, of course this could turn into something else, but it looks okay. But the thing is, like, what happens if it extends out and you eventually see 1144? It's hard to strategize anytime an asset is not above a support and then back testing it as support. It's just like, how do you strategize entries and stop losses in those situations? I don't know. So what were you saying though? Oh, I guess we're gonna PLTR after this. Hold on a sec. 382. If it can hold above, not even 382 retrace, hidden bull shift 12 daily. Of course it's frothy, man. I mean, you getting up here, it runs like this, dude. You're flipping coins on its immediate direction, but low to high. You haven't even made a 38% retrace from this low, right? From the September low. But if you're going from the absolute low, though, maybe you have. Is that what you're anchoring? See, yeah, either way, either swing low, major swing low. No 382. You've only made 23% retraces, so you've not seen the golden zone. You have not seen the common retrace zones. So, and you just hit a resistance and failed. So to me, it's like, what we want is just, it's not ideal. It's not really, like, if we get to 1144, I'd like that. That'd be nice. You could at least strategize an entry and a stop loss. But here, what if you like enter now and your stop loss is below 1291 and then it sells off and you get stopped out and it goes a little bit lower and it starts bagging testing these levels and then pivots and runs. That's the problem with assets that are like this. It's tough, man. Really tough. There's no like confirmation lows. Right? Like even on the Bitcoin trade setup on the 4 hour, I had an argument with a confirmation low. The 4 hour, maybe we'll look at the 4 hour. Well, you know. Well, okay. Well, if you're going to be a pattern trader here, you could. If you go to a less significant time scale.
Since my last super chat to you, Dollar Jesus coin has been rising parabolically. God bless. Praying gesture. Heart. Sparkles.
Thanks for the contribution, but let's be real, dude. It has nothing to do with Jesus coin. That asset that exists, that's a digital currency. It is literally all, a rising tide lifts all ships. Bitcoin being the tide here, being up almost 5%, pulling back a little bit. Currently, if you even can imagine, it's actually right now below that heart line. So if you were just going to be a pattern trader, not looking at the retraces, just trying to be like this, I mean, you could try. The issue is just the overhead resistance here, man. When you have overhead resistance, it just means like, okay, it could break out of this pattern and then run and then just double top here and then reverse violently to 1119. But if you like made me do it, you're like, you have to. You literally have to, or else. Man, dude, I'm being like threatened, I'm under coercion. The only way you could take profit would be, you could use Fibonacci or a measured move, but high to low here to get yourself a 145. I don't think a 1272 fib extension could be a target. Look, man, this is like pretty standard inverse head and shoulder trading. When the right shoulder presents itself and it's real, which is 4 hours on the daily, then you would set the stop loss marginally below that right shoulder that matches the left shoulder. That's how you know. And it's almost like you could plot a horizontal ray here and see like that's the cutoff. That's where your stop is, somewhere marginally below that. And then you got to let it ride, but it has to be 3 to 1. So it'd be like strategizing this way. If you made me, I'd do 1618 and then layer out, and then your last target to exit would be like 1985 or something, right around $20. You know, I mean that's like if you made me do it and I had to. I guess it would be something like this. Okay, something like that. I'd prefer to see something like this on the daily. Yeah. Okay. So just a little education, some fun, you know, pattern stuff on the daily. Let's see what happens if the Momo's shifting back. Look, what an inverse head and shoulders or potential inverse head and shoulders represents is the momentum shift from who was in control briefly in this situation to who has been in control, obviously the buyers, but the buyers are recapturing the momentum.
CRNC?
What's up, On Bun? Thank you, dude. Sure, we'll look at that. Okay. Good luck. Chainlink Connect. Let's do it, man. Elite Marines. They're going to make a monument if that plays out. There could be better ones. I mean, there's definitely better ones because, like, you normally want to trade, like, daily patterns. 4-hour patterns just are weak, but if you're in a very well-established uptrend and you're identifying like bullish structures in the uptrend, you're in better shape than if you were trying to say there was a well-established downtrend and you were trying to identify 4-hour bullish reversal patterns. I think you have better context here than you would in the market we were seeing in 2022. So all right. I just PLTR because I don't want to, you know, this is a contribution. PLTR hit its inflection point, inflection zone, $21, $20. Look at how real it is. It's just there, you know. It's not a joke. It's just there are a multitude of times from history back years ago where price reversed. So you're just at it, and the issue is, right, okay, divergence played out nice, but the trend reversed. And you had the Terra Luna fractal, there it is. If you're like an active member of this community and a viewer for real, you know what I'm talking about when I say Terra Luna fractal. Like, it did it. Look at it. Same outcome. For the issue short term, I'm just saying, and it's probably not a big deal. You made a high, then you made a higher high, and you failed to break out. And there is a slight amount, just saying objectively here, a slight amount of bearish divergence, but there's just so much positive momentum. What could happen is a very slight pullback occurs. Normally when the divergence on the histogram develops, you want like there to be almost no positive momentum where, right, that's like the buyers are completely cooked. In this situation on this rally, there was a lot of positive momentum. It rivaled the previous level. And it's so close it could be Class C bearish divergence, which doesn't even imply a reversal to the downside. But like, so with so much positive momentum, you could see a pullback here, it could play out, and then you rally again to the highest highs, breaking out, and then you make like finally like a histogram island that is even lower like that, and that's when you start saying, oh, triple bearish divergence, and look how much less there is than before. So it's still like really, despite slight divergence, still a ton of positive momentum from the buyers. So, but I'll tell you this, what was the question again? You know, hanging out at support. Yes, of course, it's actually hanging out below support resistance. It upthrusted and failed to break out. That's what actually happened, Joshua. You like the company though. And he says, go Mizzou. Congrats on your winning against Florida. That was a pretty legendary game, man. For real. But there's gap fill down here. It's really tough, man. Like, again, I'm looking for a certain set of variables And those variables all connect at supports if we're looking for longs, right? Because you say you like the company, you're not looking to short it. So when an asset has failed to break out and is just closing below that key inflection point, there's certainly no action to take with strategy, right? We're looking for assets to break these levels and then back test them a couple times, and then there be an edge on the oscillators when it's testing it for the second. That's what you're looking for. You can't do anything here. There's no data information for me to be like, oh, we have a higher probability chance of a particular outcome here. Man, nothing really. Just what I've already said. So cool story, and I appreciate the contribution. It's just all right. CRNC. I have no idea what's going on here. Cursance. Oh, it's up after hours. It was up a lot after hours. Wow, dude, nice sharp. Well, nice identification of a formal M shape, maybe formal M shape, right? A little deep though, right? I mean, it overshot the. But then you're like, well, what about this low? I mean, maybe. Shoot, dude. What if you do it like that? Then it's probably perfect. Good God, what's going on, man? Right? It's wacky, very wacky. But that is still an ice line, and it's almost like you back tested it, right? Beautiful, like type 1 return. See, normally on type 1 returns, I mean, I don't see really much there was probably some divergence on the MACD, but normally what you're looking for, this is great because this is something to put on your watch list. The issue is, here's the problem, man. Like, if you want liquidity, a minimum amount of liquidity, you want like 1 million volume, average 10-day volume, about 1 million a day, and you don't have it here. You got 314,000 volume, about 500,000 volume. Average 10-day volume, so that's like half of what you really want. Then you don't have to worry about like, oh hey man, a running stop's gonna happen, or my limit sell at my profit taking level is not gonna get triggered because there's just lack of liquidity. So you want to trade liquid assets. This is definitely not liquid. As liquid as it's half as illiquid as the minimum as what you would want. So what'll happen here? Okay, type 1 return, fantastic. The higher risk traders are trading the 886s, all right, and you running up, and then eventually this reaction that is ongoing will conclude. They normally conclude in the golden zone. Like your type 1s are like to the 382 up to the 618, and then wherever it concludes, you then have a drawdown that will take probably months. But you're looking for this. Always, it's just a formula that will not change, man. The same things over and over and over again, right? I mean, you tell me what's much different from what I've just plotted here. You see this, okay? And what's the difference between that really and this? There's just not, besides the shark, Gartley, right, lower high. Okay, they're M shapes. They're just different M shapes, but they both have like the same pattern completion zone, the 886. So the CRNC is pretty much like right here, right? It's reacted and it's in the middle of that type 1 return reaction. Okay, so we're waiting for eventually, if we're lucky enough, because it may never happen too, but we're waiting for the conclusion of the type 1 return, and then the pullback, and then the second test. Market participants love confirmation. It's the lowest risk when you can get that. And then, as you see on the daily, what was going on, this locally here, the low, then the lower low, you were getting very real bullish divergence on the daily. There was just good stuff on the weekly, 3-day on this one. It was freaking amazing. Just what a structure. So that's stuff you're looking for too. All the divergence was maturing about at this ice line, at the PCZ. That's it, man. Right? So you hopefully you're kind of maybe getting it here. Great identification of the shark. But it's like you need a lot more time and you need the type 2. And you may never get it. Understand that. I've seen harmonics at type 1 and they're gone. They're literally gone. But okay. We have an hour and 9 minutes till the daily close on Bitcoin. Okay. Best of luck. Yeah, put on the watch list, man. This is definitely, I mean, again, the liquidity is an issue, right? The volume's low, too low. But any chart, any asset, any market, same things. What's up, Stuart, man? AEP, might as well just go to it now since, I mean, they're coming in. American Electric Power Company, wow. Oof. Wow, no confirmation lows immediately. This thing's terrible. Like, it was anyway. It respected the TA so effing well. Look at that. I mean, you break support, and it's not just that. You actually got one high in the second high, the confirmation high, at the inflection point from 2019 before collapsing. And then you finally found yourself down here at this next level, and you just hit, like, you know, 3-year plus lows. But he's like, dude, it's an 886, man, right? Yeah. I don't know. There's this high here, and there's the candle low close around there too. I'm waiting for it to play, man. I don't know why it's taking so long.
Happy Thanksgiving, traders. Can we please look at it? Thanks you, Mitch, and everyone in the chat and Discord that make this Steam and community happen.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Yeah, I've got great mods, great team, and great community members. You got to have them all, man, to make it work. It's a team effort. It's like football. Each person has a role. Nothing on the weeklies is? I mean, maybe. It's like, you know, long-term crazy uptrend, but dude, that's such a... What a freaking... I mean, 2 times now we failed. You look how, like, I mean, look at the characteristics of the price action compared to the 200 moving average. I mean, you went on this 2009, even COVID crash, like the buyers are always recapturing that 200. And like now, it's just you're so far below it. When's the last time the 200 week simple moving average was down sloping on this chart? Yet you had not seen that since May of 2012. I mean, if you get back above $78, no one's going to argue that is a very real level of inflection where there could be some pretty good upside to take you maybe to $88. The thing is, you can run up, you could have a decent run, but I'm not sure you're going to recapture the previous discernible high here. You're in a pretty well-established downtrend. Lower highs, lower lows. Lower highs, lower lows. You're working on your lowest high. And then after that, could be going for the lowest lows. But yeah, he's probably like, it's just an M shape here. There's like an M shape of some sort, maybe. But the M shape, like, aren't we looking for M shapes like down here after major drawdowns? I don't know. I don't really. Yeah, man. Like harmonics are like you're trying to identify value. Predictable patterns, and they represent value. And it's like if you're trying to identify a harmonic here, it's hard to say, oh, there's a lot of value on an asset, you know, from its bottom 2009 to the high. It's up so much still after confirming a top, and as we talked about the 200s. I mean, there's probably a supply line here. There's your supply line. Even if you broke the supply line, you gotta, how much work it takes to, you probably just got like a, yeah, you just have like a channel here. You just have like a parallel channel that I'm seeing, and maybe, you know, whatever. Could be wrong, completely wrong. Been wrong before, I'll be wrong again. But that's what you're in. You are confined, and this conceptualizes the market you are currently in. And you have been in this market for over a year now. I like the heartline respect you're seeing, right? Upside could take you to $80 if you're going to respect this supply line again. That would be considered overbought in the downtrend. But you see, like, the way I'm looking at it just is not really that impressive to me, even if it goes higher. It very well could. If you break this level, I could definitely see it go on a rally. But the rally will probably conclude before it gets to $89. Okay. Sorry. Thank you, man. Lower highs, lower lows. Lower is the composite operator on this asset with a straight face. Can you tell me, is the composite operator in the midst of a buying campaign? The answer is certainly no, because we can recognize his signatures, accumulation patterns, higher lows, completion of M shapes, and then confirmation lows, right? None of that exists on this chart. He's not in a campaign of accumulation. He's not. I do want to do something, okay? Like, y'all gotta hear me out here. And this is just kind of like for the sake of like kind of blow your mind. Let's have a little fun with. All right, so I was in like in my hometown, where I grew up, in this this city, the state, and so like I was in my bedroom and I saw like an old college football ticket where I attended a game when I was really, really young. I was like 11 years old or whatever. I saw the ticket and I was like, oh my God. And it was the date of the anniversary, November 21st, 1998, the last Alabama-Auburn game played in Birmingham at Legion Field ever. I like went back to watch some highlights of that game, and I saw this AMD advertisement in the midst of this game, and I thought it was just crazy. I'm like, AMD? What's going on AMD's chart in 1999 when they played this advertisement? You know what I did? I went back and I looked, and this was it. No, it was Saturday, November 20th, was it 1999 or 98? What the hell's wrong here? Well, this was the 99 the 99 Iron Bull, excuse me, not 98. And on this Saturday, you can see that the composite man had already accumulated, right? This is what a campaign looks like. A composite operator buying campaign. From April 1999 all the way up to October 1999, what happened? More than before. Structural development. A 3 rising valleys that is undeniable. But before that, though, there was even a lower low. There was a lower price than these lows. And it was the completion of this massive shark pattern. And then this was pretty much all the type 1 return, type 2 return of that M shape. But forget that part. You're already in an uptrend. You corrected. This is way higher than this low. But then you tell me after a correction you're getting this pattern. You break resistance, and then all these so the composite man, he's in. He's got as much as he could imagine. His cupboard runneth over of AMD shares. All he could ask for. And so the markup phase begins, and then he's like, okay, well, I know all these people, right? At CNBC, on the news. I've got a huge budget for marketing. Make sure that I pay these third-party advertising agencies to get the word out on this stock that I own. And this is what mania looks like. This is what, people that are not really in the know, but hey, it just broke out, is just had its first impulse, consolidating. And then the higher you go, the dumber the money gets. And then it concluded with a head and shoulders. But how crazy is that, right? I mean, it's a work of art. How the composite man literally can leave his breadcrumbs, his signatures on the bottom when he's buying. And then he literally can show you that he is offloading his position quietly. The momentum is shifting from the buyers to the sellers with the lower highs confirmed, and then the discernible head and shoulders there. And look what happened. That was it, man. That was the end of AMD for a very, very long time. So I thought it was just cool to look back at what, just seeing a random football game from a long time ago and how it came off of after his campaign concluded, and it took 6 months. Okay, anyway, just having fun there. What are you gonna do, man? All right. So, Bitcoin, it's very, very disappointing since I've gone live. It's like, gosh dang, man, I go live and it's like, oh, let's just bleed out the whole effing time he's live. Let's go down $400 from the highs today. And now we are currently in power hour. Okay, the last 60 minutes of trading before the daily candle close is confirmed. So we have less than 60 minutes to close above 37,472. If we want the engulfing candle, we need that. It's got to happen. Otherwise, it's just going to be, all right, bamboozle, but not bamboozle engulfing. And then just to reiterate remember, here was a low. Okay, the wick, it got as low as 34,786 with a candle close 35,278 on the 4 hour. All right, a rally ensued. You know, and then a higher low came in on the 16th than before. Wow, so there's more market participants involved with Bitcoin a couple days later. And then, you know, oh, you think things are good, and then the FUD. Okay, the huge amount of FUD. And a very historical day. You'll never forget tomorrow, because tomorrow, I mean, or not tomorrow, well, maybe tomorrow, depending on price action, but you'll never forget yesterday, because yesterday was like historic in the crypto world. I mean, there will be a page devoted to what we witnessed yesterday, where we are no longer in the Wild West of crypto, because that was pretty much the last bullet fired that has any significance or meaning, right? From the regulatory agencies to the old world's Wild West crypto. You know, they just killed Jesse James, okay? Yeah, they killed John Wayne Jesus. Is this me? Is this John Wayne Jesus? Right? They killed him. So now, you know, they're the big boys, the institutions that are very much in with these regulatory agencies. They are now the captain now. So they're making way for that ETF, spot ETF listing, because this is, you can just tell, it's like we're watching history be written. We're living it right now. Okay, these past past 6 weeks has definitely been just a historical moment, and it's ongoing too, because we haven't had the listing yet. They have not officially declared the ETF, you know, the approval of these spot price ETFs. So, you know, but it does seem like we're closing in on it based on these events occurring. Okay, they're getting rid of the competitors, the mafia, right? So anyway, so this low, and then after all that, the most insane thing ever, right, in terms of news and FUD and indictments, it was the largest lump sum of money that the agency had ever received. Ever, right? Out of all the crimes and all the money that they've received from fraud and all that over the years, yesterday was the biggest one, $4.3 billion. So after all that happened was the same low you saw November 16th. You saw it again yesterday, and those two lows are higher than the low we saw November 14th. So the price action implies it is confirmed more than before. So there's a sell wall here, and once this sell wall is broken, I think we're going to see something insane, like a $3,000 run in a very short period of time. This is my opinion, right? Actually, my opinion. I'm thinking about the price action and just experience of seeing things. So we'll see, right? If my little thesis plays out. Okay. Definitely, you know, that trades. Oh my God, the trade setup's crazy, man. It was $150 away from the stop loss being triggered, but it was strategically placed below that, right at that level or slightly below it for a reason. That was the reason, and it never triggered. So I mean, like, if we do pump at some point, I don't know if it's going to be tonight or tomorrow, or if it's even going to be anytime soon, but I'm going to do what I can to be live. Been live currently for 51 minutes.
Please look at Siga. See.
Hi. Thank you, stranger in the Alps. Thank you, dude. See, big healthcare. Ooh. Super American contribution. Well, I mean, your trend's okay, I guess. Yeah, you're kind of been in an uptrend. You bottomed out in May. Buyers recaptured a key inflection point from May of 2021. It was resistance, right? Resistance. It became support. It was resistance. Then it became support once, then twice. Then all of a sudden you made a higher high. And now you might be making higher lows than the previous lows. I mean, you're working on a trend reversal, like the CI is. So, 200-day moving average was defended with a, wow, it's a pretty decent request because just look at that Japanese candlestick reversal. That's beautiful, man. I mean, can anyone tell me what this is? Anyone at all? I mean, someone tell me what this is, man. I'm kind of confused here. I have amnesia. Where am I, dude? What's going on? Let's see if I can like make it brightness. Doesn't really work. Let me turn the light on just a little bit more, or a tidbit more, man. Oh. Wow, Kramer's on CNBC. Kramer's giving you his guide for saving for retirement, chat. Y'all ready? Kramer's gonna manage your retirement. Do you want to be homeless? You got it, man. So we'll see what did anyone answer? Probably not. We've got a few. There's only one answer here. That is a bullish hammer. Okay. A bullish hammer reversal pattern. Engulf the next day, fall through. Why is it not a Dragonfly Doji? Because there is a body. Dragonfly Doji is very easy to not just identify, but to share with you the knowledge of what it is. This is a Dragonfly Doji, where the traders open, like the candle opens and draws down, and then the buyers defend all the way back to the open, close at the open where there is no body. The difference between the hammer and the Dragonfly Doji. Okay, flip the chart over. This is a Gravestone Doji. This would be a shooting star reversal if we flipped it, you know. Okay. It's the hammer, man. 3 white soldiers. Oh, holy crap. Yeah, maybe, kind of, yeah. Oh, it's just cool to see the 200-day moving average hit. So the closer you are to 270, 272, the closer you're going to be to the easiest way to strategize an entry and a stop loss. Unfortunately, you're not quite there. I don't see really, like, how are we anchoring for an M shape? Like, if you made this the X point, you've certainly not gone deep enough. The 886 would be probably hitting 270, 272. I love the hammer. You could trade the hammer, but the issue is if your trade fails, stop loss would be like 277, and then the price draws down, and then you go to 270, and then it pivots and rallies there, and that's the most optimum entry level ever because of historical ice line. You're always looking to strategize entries at historical ice lines. This is just not at it. Has not tested it. I mean, it did test it on the gap down. Well, let's see. I think it would be like a 786 max, and yeah, 786 right there. 886 makes too much sense. It's too perfect. I would sign off on it at 272 because you'd have a shark, and the shark would be completing at the historical level. That would be the best, but you may never get it, and I'm not saying you will. And I'm sorry if this keeps going. But, you know, again, just think about it here, right? Strategizing your entries at inflection points and then completed M shapes, right? Like, how perfect is that? Why you could wait if you have your alert set up there and forget about it. If you ever hear the beep again, oh my God. we're at that optimum entry level. But if you never hear the beep, you're moving on, you're hitting the space bar, and you're looking for the assets that are giving us exactly what we want. We don't have to settle because there are thousands upon thousands of assets. We can scan and look for the things we want, right? You don't have to settle. That would be the dream if we were blessed enough to receive it. But yeah, nice hammer and nice follow through off of that. And you know, you may never see 272 again. Okay, Heisenberg. All right. Was that it? Is there any more requests? Or are we done, dude? Are we done, chat? No hype, of course. Typical, we're like a few $100 away from Bitcoin all-time high, or all-time 2023 highs, 18-month highs, and just, I get it, Thanksgiving, people traveling, all that. So the only thing that's kind of weird too, I don't like that much, is the fact that you made a high, you made a higher high, and both of these highs are lower than this high. You might be working on your first lower high in a long time. You haven't made a lower high on the daily maybe since in years. Yeah, just talking about strategy. The closer you are to 270, the easier it is to strategize. That's it. Okay, let's see here. So let's check on. Was there another whole thing? No, we're good. CME Bitcoin, what? It's doing what? Doing this one. The gap fill. Ooh, I love how it filled the gaps a couple weeks in a row. Engulfed. Wow, that was insane, man. What's going on? One day, 20 hours, huh? Well, I don't know. I guess it happened, but Bitcoin futures, highest daily candle close in 18 months, highest daily candle close confirmed since
Bitcoin
May
CME
4th,
futures
2022.
Are above the year on. Weird, bro.
The year, yeah, the highs of the year, the highs of 18 months, correct. Yeah, futures are trading, I mean, substantially higher. I mean, you got $1,000 spread differential between spot and futures right now. Can someone tell me what they think that means? Why is there such a large spread between these two? Again, it's like $1,000, like 37.3 on spot and then 38.3 on the futures. Over on the future, man. And again, 40K, $40,400 is the to 42,720. That's your zone. We're waiting. You're just waiting on it, man. Stuart, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. We can look at the index funds if you want. Just, I guess to wrap it up. Look at that. You just can't stop it. You won't stop it. 454, that candle, you know, that inflection point from 2021 was you gapped up. Right? The buyers opened the price above it and then a formal back test. What was once a resistance in 2021 has flipped to support for the first effing time since it did it. It tried to do it on the 26th of July. But yeah, just continuing to pretty much methodically melt up here, just straight line up. You're at the 886, right? So you're like kind of completing that shark.
Joe Biden thinks that contango is a Spanish dance.
Excuse me? Joe Biden Spanish? Sorry, I didn't hear what you. I heard it a little bit, but not all of it. So you're at an 886. I mean, a reaction occurring here. Can't be surprised. Inflection point. Let's see if we catch follow through on the breakout back test today. That's pretty awesome. The highest daily candle close, and a formal gap fill by the looks of it. Yes, there was an open gap, chat, August 1st, 2023. That was filled today on the S&P, the day before Thanksgiving. Market's closed tomorrow, just so you know. Very nice. Jesus chimes. You know, I don't have them, but they will always be in our heart. Dow Jones pumped, highest daily candle close since August 14th, it's the Dragon heading to the 886. I think we might have hit it today. You did. The 886 has been achieved, so XABCD. You're talking about a shark. A shark is at its minimum completion zone because, you know, sharks can go 113. 886, there it is. So more Jesus chimes. Very nice. Very, very nice there. Remember, all this stuff's rallying because the purchasing power of the fiat currency you get every 2 weeks of your job or every month if you're an entrepreneur, that is collapsing. Okay? It's crashing. The cost of food, services that are provided to you for anything you need will continue to go up obscenely high. Your rent, everything. Well, it's not going to stop. It would stop eventually if the government wasn't getting in more debt every quarter by about $1 trillion+. If it didn't take 40% of our GDP just to service the debt we're already in. If like we stopped the printing press, if they stop fighting the Fed, because the Fed is trying quantitative tightening, they are, and they're letting about $95 billion worth of securities roll off. Right, they're not buying anything else. Okay, but like you have the Treasury behind them doing exactly the opposite of what they're trying to achieve. So GG no re on fiat. It's collapsing in real time. Hard assets are going nuts. Okay, NASDAQ technology. Still at that 886, right? But did intraday hit its highest level since July 31st? Filled a gap. A gap was filled with the wick, at least. And the highest level we've seen since July. So pretty cool. But the W shape's there. The 886 is real. You just can't be surprised if some sort of pullback occurs here. But hey, man, whatever. I'm not calling it. I'm just saying you're at the PCZ, the PRZ of a shark pattern or a W shape. Okay, IWM, the worst of the four, but still, he's rallying, man. Oh my God, it's pretty terrible still. If the S&P and the Dow Jones and NASDAQ continue to rally as they have, this one will go sideways and up. It's not going to go down with the index funds. The issue is these index funds, the other three. Thank you. Yeah, we need to wipe down the IWM because its performance is miserable. But I'm just saying, like, at some point, these other index funds will pull back. They'll have those, you know, golden zone retraces, 382s to 618s, and when they start selling off like that, the IWM is not going to go up. So it could I mean, it just hasn't done much compared to the other three. So, but again, what's the point of owning the IWM when, again, it's about 30% of the stocks on the Russell 2000 only lose money every single quarter? Get it? All right, there are your big four. Let's look at gold. Gold eventually, man, will probably, I mean, if you're above 1963, that's like the last inflection point before all-time highs. So, I mean, if it's a real break, like this 200-day moving average was a real back test, and you're holding this level long enough, 2075 is the target. It just is. So that's all-time highs. And if you break that, well, you know, what could happen? Peter Schiff's going to be a lot older, but he's going to say, being a lot older, I told you so. Cool. So, yeah, man. Okay. What, Zcash is pumping? What? Zcash? I'm sure it had a terrible day. It's 5%, man. It's not much. Man, that is... Again, this is why being as close to an inflection point as possible to strategize an entry and stop loss is so important, because after all that yesterday, the key level where someone might have strategized was not violated. There was no stop loss getting triggered if the stop was safely below 26.34 somewhere. Well, you're rallying here, but you know, it's not really that great. You're still below the 200-day moving average, testing it now. You're not engulfing the previous candle. It's a loser, but You could be working on a third low, like 1 to the third low at some point. 3 rising valleys. Same thing we're looking at for comp. Comp, I mean, up 7%. Like 1 and 2. I would think you're going a little bit lower to get the proportionate structure for the third valley, and this would be incredible. Where you've already bottomed out and you rallied and you an M shape here, right? I mean, really. I don't think it hit the 886. It's a bat pattern. It was close, man. It was real close, right? But, you know, M shape completes and then you get an accumulation structure that completely matures. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, that's an accumulation campaign by someone out there, some composite operator. All right, man. We've been live an hour 7 minutes. Join the Discord if you haven't. A lot of educational resources in there. Like-minded individuals where we can all talk about respecting the TA. Yeah, I think it was a good stream. Good stream. Business stream. For sure a business stream. No party here, dude. No smiles, just business. Okay? And we're going to have Thanksgiving tomorrow. There's going to be turkey. There's going to be fixins.
Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one.
All right, DJ 4 times. Thank you so much for the another ones. Thank you, dude. Did I look at GBDC? I can't remember. If I didn't, I just want you to see it here real quick. GBDC, that discount you would believe is dwindling. It's probably at its lowest level in a very long time, in years now, because Bitcoin has not made, the spot price of Bitcoin has not hit 38K. It has not rivaled the highest high from the 15th and the 9th. It is not. It has only rivaled the high from the 20th. It was lower than those other two highs. But GBDC seeing its highest level today. So that is the discount continuing to dwindle away. You're probably around 10% now, 10 and change. And at some point, you think the gap would fill to where there is no more discount. And the height of the mania and the huge bull run, it was normally always trading at premium, but still 10+% discount. And at the lows here, it was a 40+% discount on Bitcoin, dwindling all the way to, again, around 10% now, where it had been like 15 to 16 for a good month or two. There's a chart for it. But all right, so highest daily candle close since April 20th, 2022. So highest high of the year, highest high in 18 months, and broke and back tested a level, a swing low from January 2021, May 2021. That level flipped from resistance to support and follow through coming, and there's really nothing there. There's not much of really any real resistance. I mean, I think the next big one is going to be like 32.67 there. Right, just those two highs from February and April of 2022. So that means there's probably still a little bit more upside. About 8% upside before you see the next major inflection point. We'll see if it rides, man. Oh, wow. Sorry, music stopped. Whoops. Well, it's okay. The stream's pretty much done, so. All right. Well, thank you all for coming out. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. If we get crazy price action before Thanksgiving, I'm going to do everything I can to be live. But if we don't, just know what I'm thankful for. And what I'm thankful for is, not just my friends and my family. And, but if we're talking like, that's like kind of that's the generic answer. But I'm very grateful for this community. I'm grateful for the fact that I just didn't know how all this was gonna go when I started streaming. It was really just a way to communicate with other people that were like-minded. It was kind of like, hey, let's just start a nonchalant, cool fraternity for people that respect traditional technical analysis by the book. And it's manifested into something far greater than I ever could have dreamed of. So really grateful for what has transpired, grateful for the people that have made it to become what it is, grateful for my team, Brad and Chaylin, all the mods, Julia being an admin, all of y'all, and just all the wonderful relationships I've built with great high quality people in this community over the years, meeting them in person. Going to continue to meet wonderful people in this community in person. It's like a social benefit, man. Like it really is. Social amenity, I guess. So I will just let you know what I'm grateful for, man. Y'all, each and every one of you. So I'll just be back. Happy Thanksgiving. Until next time, respect the T. Hey.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, man.
So elegant about this little game. Nobody knows where the enemy is. It's in every one of their hands. Because they think they are. Try to destroy him. To save them. They'll destroy you. To save him.
socket. We will